and welcome. I'm Michelle, founder of Yellow Pilates. Today we've got a 15-minute slow down, stretch, lengthen, release tension little exercise movement for you. So find yourself a comfy spot. You can see I've got my comfy jumper on today, so something that makes you feel good, and bring yourself down onto the ground. I want to start by tuning in. So place your hands onto your pelvis. And if you close your eyes, let your knees be bent, feet flat on the floor. Let the head be heavy. You might put something behind the back of your head if that kind of helped you feel more relaxed here on the ground. And I want you to start off just by noticing your breath. So breathing in and out, and letting it all go. Breathing in and out. And maybe notice where you're breathing. Is it down around your belly, or is it higher up onto your chest? You could even put a hand, one on your belly, one on your chest. Great, and then from here, we're going to start to move our pelvis. So maybe bring both your hands back onto the pelvis and just let the pelvis tilt towards you and away from you. And if you think of this movement today, the theme being lazy. So how lazy can you make that movement? Just tilting the pelvis forward and back, allowing the lower back to make contact with the mat, and then letting that contact release away from the mat. Tilting forward and tilting back. Great, and then if you come back to the center, can you let your pelvis tilt over to one side? And then come back to the center and over to the other side. And again, we can be really lazy here. Maybe think about pressing, grounding down through that right foot and letting the pelvis tilt over to the left, and vice versa. So grounding down through that left foot, pelvis tilts over to the right. And we might do that a few times. Getting that rotation around the pelvis. Quite often we can really store up a lot of stuff around the pelvis area, around the hips. And by starting in this area, we can really begin to unlock some areas of tension around the lower back, the neck, the shoulders, the hips, the knees, you name it. The answer is always the pelvis. So pause there, come back into the center. From here, you're going to hug your right knee in towards you and lengthen the left leg flat along the mat. So let's begin with some ankle rotations here. Keeping the head heavy. Remember, you could put something behind the head for a bit of extra comfort. And then reversing the circle. And then from here, if you've got that right knee in towards you, take the right arm out to the side and use that left hand to draw your knee across the body over towards the left, and let your head look back towards the right. And let's just breathe in here and out. Breathing in and out. Brilliant. Coming back to center, changing over. So hug that left knee in towards you, lengthen the right leg flat along the floor. And again, going for some ankle rotations. So keeping the head heavy, shoulders relaxed. Reverse the ankle rotation. And then from here, left arm floats out to the side. Use that right hand to cross the leg, cross the left knee over the body, over towards the right, and then let your head look back towards the left hand. And play here with whether both your shoulder blades can stay on the floor. And if they do stay on the floor, what effect that has on the stretch. Great, breathing in and breathing out. Nice, and then come back into the middle. And from here, I want you just to let your knees go wide and, your feet go wide and your knees fall in towards one another. So you're getting a bit of internal rotation around the hip joints, letting the lower back find a bit more space. We're just going to breathe in here. And breathe out. And again, breathing in. And breathing out. Great stuff. And then from here, bring the feet closer back towards one another. And we're going to hug both your knees in towards your chest. So the hands come behind maybe the back of the knees. And you might even have a little roll from side to side here. So notice that lengthening sensation around the lower back. And then can you bring your knees into the center? Let your head just lift away from the ground. So you're in a compact, tight little ball shape. And then we use a bit of momentum with the legs just to roll yourself up, and feel free to do just the one roll, or you could do a few rolls, thinking about massaging the spine until we're back up to a seated position. Very nice. And from here, come onto your hands and knees. You're going to really round the back, nice big arch or round of the spine, and then dropping the belly, letting the chest and head shine forward. Lots of breath here. Inhale, exhale as you round. And inhale, drop the belly, head and chest look forward. And twice more. Big juicy movements. Last one. Great, lovely. Shuffling my mic around so you can hear me properly. Great, so then from here, you're going to draw big circles with the hips. So what we're after here is mobility over anything else. And I want you to let the rest of your body get just as groovy. So you're circling the pelvis and let the lower back, let the shoulders, let the head, the neck react to that. And then reversing the circle. Letting every little inch of the body get just as involved. Good. Two more. And last one. Nice. And then from here, bring yourself down onto your side. One of my favorites for releasing in the chest. And even we're back around the hips as well. So both arms come out in front. We're going to come into a chalk circle. Take that arm all the way back behind you. And then crossing the body. And we'll do a few of those. So hopefully you've got as much space as you can to allow that hand to really travel in its full circle all the way around, opening up. And last one. Lovely stuff. And then from here, bring your hand that's closest to the mat just to rest under the head. And if you take hold of that ankle behind you, then you're after a stretch in the front of the quad here. So you're thinking about maybe a bit of a tuck under with the pelvis, lengthening in the lower back so that you really get that space, that stretch in the front of the thigh. And we're going to breathe in and breathe out. One more breath in. And out. Good. Releasing there. From here, roll yourself over just to face the other direction. I'll swing my head around so we can we can still see one another. So you're reaching that arm away into our chalk circle, big stretch. And if you find that your head doesn't really connect to the floor here, that's where a use of a cushion can be really handy again. So that you can pop the cushion under your head and you can just allow the head to roll around on that cushion. Great, last one. Opening up. Beautiful. And then we reverse the circle maybe. We didn't do that on the other side, did we? We're treating ourselves. Again, my mic's gone a bit funny. There we go. All right, and then from here, let's come into our quad stretch, our thigh lengthening. So head rests on your arm, and then try and relax the lower back, but you are getting a sense of tucking under. What I mean by that, imagine you've got a tail on the very bottom of your spine and you're tucking that tail between your legs, and that allows the lower part of your spine to get more space between the vertebra. Then we can ease out in the lower back, the muscles around there, getting a real stretch in the front of the thigh there. Breathing in and out, and then releasing there. Great, and from here, let's come up into a seated position. And if sitting up on your bum is a wee bit difficult, then, and again, another few cushions under your bum can be really, really handy here. So you're gonna stretch your left leg out in front, cross your right foot over, and if you hug that knee in towards you with your opposite hand, so I'm using my left hand, either my hand or my elbow, and rotating back behind you. And you'll start to feel a nice stretch, hopefully around that glute muscle, around the outer thigh, the abductors, you might have heard them referred to as. Good. Think about trying to stay as tall as you can, out the crown of your head, breathing in. And breathing out, come back through the center, change on over, hugging that knee in, rotating round, looking back behind you. Great, breathing in once more. And breathing out. Back into the center. And then from here, let your legs extend out in front. And if you bring your arms out in front of the shoulders, try and keep them floppy. So you're not kind of holding all the shoulders here. We want to stay nice and easy, open across the chest. I want you to think about reaching up and out of your hips to reach forward. I always think about reaching for the biscuits here. Reach for the biscuits. Keep the length in the back of the neck. And then when you're ready, you're going to allow the spine to round and let your head just flop over your legs. Give it a shake, give it a nod. Try and relax into this. I know it's quite a strong sensation for lots of us in the back of the legs. And then from here, just restacking the spine. Good. And all we're going to do to finish off is come into a little mermaid side bend, but we're just going to have the knees crossed. You could have them out in front if this is a little bit uncomfy. And then I want you to take this into a side bend. Now, a little bit different, a little bit spicier today. Watch that shoulder hasn't crept up to your ear. You're going to rotate the chest down towards the ground and think about reaching your opposite hand away from you. Hold it here. And then come back out to the side, open up. Watch that shoulder, it slides down the back of the ribs as you connect the opposite sit bone down into the ground. Rotating the torso, breathing in. And then coming back to the side, coming on back up. And we'll finish there. So give everything a bit of a juggle around, let yourself settle. And just try and keep hold of that sense of ease, maybe even laziness in movement today. Thanks so much. I've been Michelle and this is Yellow Pilates. See you soon.